Bhai, let's go point to point. You agree with point number one that nikah, when it happened, it was not nikah, it was a haram agreement, invalid agreement. There was no nikah. Number one. You number two. You also agreed that it will continue to be a haram nikah because it was haram to begin with. You also agreed, Monakas, already. Number three, that whenever, no matter at what stage they're gonna have intimacy, that will be zina because there's no marriage. So these 3 points, Monakas, have been established. Which one of these 3 points you are disputing?
Okay, so I will dispute the point where it would still continue to be haram. I will dispute that point on the basis that the son that she carried, Isa alayhi salam, he was a nabi, and he himself abrogated certain parts of the Torah. So I mean, maybe there one can make a claim
No,
that
you're making this up.
Habibi,
Wait.
Monakas.
no, no, I'm just, this is just a
No,
thought. This is just a
Imtiaz,
thought.
let me ask him. Let me ask him a question. When a qadi finds out that two people have been married, but they were breastfed by the same woman, and the qadi finds out that they were married to each other, what does he do?
No, of course it will be invalid and according to Sharia.
No, yeah, exactly. But what does he do? What does the qadi do?
The marriage is nullified, and it will be, and they will be under the punishment of.
The marriage never occurred in the first place, with all the bands and all the DJs and all the celebration and all the videography and all the witnesses and all the Maulvis are reading the nikah. It is not valid. The nikah, they will be separated immediately because they're not even married, because they were in a haram relationship. Do you get the point?
Yes, I get the point.
So the marriage of Joseph and Mary never occurred because it was haram, because the law does not allow it. Therefore, relationship is not legitimate. It is not sanctioned by Allah. Nikah in Islam or in the law of the prophets mean that two people come together by reciting the name of Allah to legitimize their relationship. When the relationship is not legitimate, for example, a father and a daughter or a son and a mother cannot be married. Even if you read the Quran, it doesn't occur. So according to the law of Torah, according to the law of Moses, according to the Sharia, the law of Allah, Mary was not married. But Mirza is saying they were together, they were in a haram relationship to begin with, and that relationship continued even after Jesus was born. There is no escaping from it, brother. And the only escape is that you abandon, you ditch this cult, you send lanat upon Mirza and send him where he belongs and come to Islam, brother. This is the only way you can get out of it. There is no other way.
Yeah. Sorry, Munakas, before you, by the way, you will be given every opportunity to respond. Don't worry about that. Munakas, look, is it possible that I can beg to you to be honest in this conversation? You and we both agreed initially to prove to you that nikah of Maryam alayhi salam was haram. When we proved that one, you conceded that one. You said that no, I was thinking that it may be worse. And then you explained that what could be worse, that she was having intimacy with someone who is not actually her husband. Now we have proven to you that point as well, because you have conceded. Look, Munakas, you have conceded. And by the way, it's not a trick. We are not having any trick here. These are 3 simple points. Nikah started as a haram thing. It was not a nikah. It will continue to be haram no matter how much time has passed. And whenever they will have intimacy, and according to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, they did have intimacy, by the way. They did have intimacy. Okay. Now the point is, you already said this, Munakas, that at whatever point they will have intimacy, there will be zina. So you said they proved to me the zina. We proved to you already. What else you want?
No, I agree. It's not a trick question. I don't think that. In fact, it was wrong of me because I myself created that impression. I don't know why, but I got that impression. I was under the impression, and when I agreed to the condition that I will leave Ahmadiyya, it was on the condition that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad would say that Maryam was of a faulty character, that she herself desired to just, commit zina, and she herself was not a respectful lady. This was what I was expecting, not because you have said it. It's not, but this is on me. It's my fault for even creating that impression for myself. But I just want to make it clear that it was under that impression that I want to accept those conditions. But either way, I just want to say that I have made a promise that I would join the stream, and I will, because I'm in contact with some Ahmadis. So
Brother,
I will.
Munakas, wait. Before you go to the either way, look, you agreed that nikah was haram, right, Munakas?
Yes, I agreed on that point.
You agreed that it will continue to be haram?
Yes, I did. Yes.
You agreed that under this haram nikah, no matter when they have intimacy, it will be zina?
Then technically it would be zina, yes, I suppose.
It will be zina, right? Okay, now, my brother, is it okay for you to accept someone as a prophet of Allah? And one of the implication of, because when we accept someone as a prophet of Allah, we cannot pick and choose. We have to believe in everything this person has to offer, especially Mirza Ghulam Qadiani made it very clear that I am Hakam and Adal. And by the way, on this particular case of marriage of Maryam, he said this was a historical mistake of Muslims, which I have corrected. I can give you reference as well, by the way. Now, Munakas, I'm just trying to fathom this thought. Wallahi, help us to fathom this thought, that you are believing in someone as a prophet of Allah, as a truthful person, knowing and agreeing that the belief of this person is that Maryam Na'uzubillah was committing zina?
I am convinced of insincerity. I don't think that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad is how to say it. I'm losing the English words here. I don't think he's making those claims out of some sort of spite.
We can discuss the claim. I am concerned. You have conceded with the point that on the narrative of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, Nauzubillah, Maryam alayhi salam is committing adultery. And you just said when we start this conversation that this is something against Quran, against Sunnah, and unacceptable for you. This is what
No,
you said.
yes, but of course the Quran said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Maryam is purified, that Allah have chosen her and purified her. But in the sense that she is not a lewd woman, if you can put it in that way, and this proves that she wasn't that. This was a technical breaking of the commandments of the Torah, not because there was some fault in her own character. It doesn't say, nor did Mirza Ghulam Ahmad.
Munakas, this is very painful to see. You are accepting the result because end result does not change. Zina will continue to be zina. Haram nikah will continue to be haram nikah. Facts are not being changed. Now, what Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did, you are trying to justify the haram. Now wait a second. Can I ask you this question? That what is there? What is the necessity that when something is haram, something haram has to be attributed to Maryam alayhi salam as a result of accepting Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's narrative, but you still want to accept that narrative. Why? What's the reason?
But if it's a fact that Maryam was consecrated as a virgin in the temple,
it is not. Look, wait. We have no evidence it is fact. There is no evidence. That's my point, my brother Munakas. I'm asking you the question that you are admitting that the implication of accepting Mirza's narrative is that Nauzubillah, Maryam was committing zina. That is the necessary implication of accepting Mirza's narrative. But you still want to accept that narrative. Why?
because of other considerations. Because in regards
What are they? For example, do you have anything in the Quran or anything in the Sunnah which is forcing you to accept that she has to marry with Joseph?
No.
Okay,
No.
now if there's nothing in the Quran forcing you, nothing in the Sunnah forcing you, then what is that legitimate good reason or excuse for which you have to admit this narrative which necessarily causes zina?
Because this is what is stated in the sources of the
Exactly. No, not that. This is because this is what Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, right? It means that there's no Quran, there's no Sunnah, there's no human reasoning. It's all about Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, right?
Well, yes.
Why? Reason. Is Mirza Ghulam Qadiani above Quran and Sunnah or under Quran and Sunnah?
And that's what he claims.
Okay, now you said before, Munakas, that according to Quran and Sunnah, it is not even plausible to imagine to believe that Maryam could have committed zina. This is what you said. According to Quran and Sunnah, it's not even plausible to believe that she would have committed zina. But on the other hand, even though you're believing, because Quran and Sunnah does not allow us at all, that we can consider that she could have committed zina, but you still want to believe she committed zina. It means that you are placing Mirza Ghulam Qadiani above Quran and Sunnah.
No. The Quran declares the akhlaq of Maryam to be pure. Her akhlaq, her intentions, her desires is pure. This is what the Quran declares.
Habibi, somebody committing zina, how can that person be pure?
But committing zina by breaking a technical law, or committing zina by desiring to just commit zina for the sake of sinfulness. I sincerely think there is a distinction between the two.
Was this marriage? Obviously, the marriage was haram, right? Was this
Yes.
marriage with the consent of Maryam?
If she was betrothed, then I don't think
I'm
this
asking
matters.
you the question, brother. Wait. Nikah is haram. We both agreed. It's against the law of Torah. It's sharan haram. I'm asking you, was this marriage with the consent of Maryam?
I don't know.
Okay. If I can give you the reference, it was not through her consent.
So what do you mean that she was?
I tell you, and I can give you the reference. It was not through the consent of Joseph either. So there is no consent from the male. There's no consent from the female side, and nikah is haram to begin with. What would make this marriage a lawful marriage? Because this is the minimum condition. You will not deny that there has to be consent from both sides. There was no consent because you know why? There's a catch-20 here. Brother. If you say that Maryam conceded and she gave the consent, you know what you're saying? That she gave consent to commit haram, which is impossible.
I'm aware.
And wait. And if you say that she did not give the consent, it was still haram.
And then the Quran is proven wrong because Quran says Allah purified her.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, the Quran says that, but when the Quran says that, it is in regards to her akhlaq. I mean, if
No,
the marriage...
brother, you're making this up. There's nothing about her akhlaq. Okay, Allah is talking about her being, her shakhsiyah. Allah is talking about her person. That Allah has purified her. Allah chose. Did Allah choose her akhlaq?
No, I see a point.
Yeah, exactly. So the point is, brother, you can try. I don't know what your motivations are to stick to the Jamaat, or to the cult. You can try and try and try. There's no escape. And this is only one example, by the way. Yeah? This is only one example. That land as a Qadiani, as an Ahmadi, you land yourself in these kind of situations, right? And we can bring an avalanche of references and claims that Mirza made that will bury you alive, and you won't be able to. And the only thing you need to realize in that process is that, what am I doing here? What the hell am I doing in this cult? Why am I even defending? Do I need to defend this? Do I even need this? Do I need Mirza to be in Jannah? Is the question. Or is the Quran and the Sunnah
Adnan bhai, you said that you will be buried. Subhanallah, Adnan bhai, how surprising is that? We can't even begin to imagine. Munakas is accepting three things. She is in the haram nikah continue to be haram, and she was committing zina, but she want to believe that.
And by this is exactly what the consequence is. A relationship that's not legitimate, and everyone knows it's not legitimate. How do we know this? Joseph the carpenter knows, Maryam knows, and the elders know.
Yes.
Know she's pregnant. Joseph knows she's pregnant. Maryam knows she's pregnant. All three parties know she's pregnant, and they still do haram. All three of them collectively do haram. They go against the law of Musa alayhi salam, and then Jesus is born in that situation. Okay, and it goes against the narrative of the Quran. My question is, no, Imtiaz bhai, you have another question now. Now, Monakas is stuck even more. The Quran says that when Jesus is born, the people point a finger at her. The Quran says, people say to her, "Oh Mary, we did not know you like." Why would they do that if she's already married to Joseph? First of all, Imtiaz bhai, my question is, why would people do that if the marriage with Joseph is already done? Number one. Yeah. Number two, Mary points to the child in the cradle. Okay. And the child speaks to defend his mother. Why is he doing that if Joseph is already there as a husband? Why are they even accusing her when she's already married? So clearly, Mirza's narrative is haram, false, batil, kufr on so many accounts. Mirza's entire story, Munakas, goes against the Quran, the Quranic story, the narrative of the Quran. When Mary is giving birth, Allah tells her to shake the tree. Okay, where is Joseph in all of? Mirza brought Joseph in because Mirza had no idea how to separate between haq and batil, how to separate between lies and truth. Mirza was reading too much of Bible, Mirza read too much of the Bible, and he got inspired.
No. By no Bible. He was reading unknown Jewish books.
Jewish book, yes. And of course, he was using he attempted using the biblical narrative, which he couldn't. He made blunders there as well. So, Monakas, the bottom line is, I'm sure you are an intelligent person and you're a decent person. We had this situation before as well with one of the guys, Mirza Ali, who said that I will leave this cult if you can show me in Mirza's words where Mirza claimed to be superior spiritually. Okay, Ashad, Aqwa, and Akmal. We showed these words to him from Mirza's son. He said, "No, this is the son. I need to see the father's writing." We showed it to him in black and white, and he made similar excuses, and he just left. He left our stream, basically, yeah. And he kept coming back and kept defending the cult. I hope you're not one of those cases.
Adnan bhai, inshallah, what I'm thinking is, obviously, whatever needs to be said from both sides, we have said that. It has been recorded. People can watch that. Munakas, I want
to ask him. Munakas, are you there?
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So basically, brother Munakas, we are going to end the stream here, but inshallah we'll continue the discussion off camera, because whatever needs to be said on camera, we have said that. Is that okay, brother Munakas?
I have one last question. I want to put it on record. Munakas, Mirza's narrative contradicts the Quran, as I explained. Munakas, can you hear it? Hello?
Yes, he can hear.
Hopefully I'm audible.
Sorry?
Am I audible to you, brother?
You are audible, yes.
You are. Can you?
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I affirmed your statement in regards to that, because Mirza is taking his stance on the whole Joseph of the carpenter story, which is obviously absent from the Quran. So
not on that account. I mean the narrative inside the Quran about Mary's questioning by her people and elders marrying Mary to Joseph to avoid all of that. Why are they questioning her if Joseph is already married to her? So Mirza's narrative is by default contradicting the Quran. Do you get the point?
Basically,
I get the point.
Munakas, basically what Adnan Bhai is saying, if a woman is living with a husband, and if a woman has a husband and she gives birth to a child, why are people surprised?
Yes. So Munakas, Mirza's account is directly against the Quran. Would you agree?
Yes.
Khalas.